Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I just thought I'd pop in real quick because I recently watched the new Hunger Games and kind of give my thoughts, a little review, because I obviously did a video on this channel where I read the book. If you haven't watched that, I'll link it up here, I think. And I'd really recommend you check that out because that was kind of my first exposure to the book, and it included a lot of my first reactions and thoughts, and I think a lot of those still apply, but I was just truly fascinated to see it on the big screen, and I think so many things just were so right for this movie. And I saw it yesterday and I literally have not been able to stop thinking about it. So without further ado, I thought I'd just kind of sit down and word vomit my thoughts, for lack of a better word. Kind of similar to my last video, I don't really have anything totally planned, even though my swim season has ended. I've gone back to club, so I've still been very busy, and I'm trying to kind of finish my college apps, keep up with NaNoWriMo, lots of my life stuff. So I'll probably be back pretty irregularly, but for now, let's sit down and let's talk about the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because oh my god, is it worth talking about. So as you guys saw from my book video, I kind of read the book because I had seen the trailers for the movie, and I was like, okay, I gotta read this book because this movie's coming out very soon, because those trailers made me so excited. And I think right off the bat, the one thing that I could tell is that the casting for this was all so just right. It was all so right, and in the movie it's just so, it gives me chills, honestly. I know a lot of the people cast in this movie are kind of unknown actors. Like, I don't think Tom Blythe has been in a lot of stuff before, and Rachel Zegler is obviously up and coming. I know there's a lot of online discourse about her at the moment, but in terms of her actual job and the quality of her acting, she's amazing. I don't really have any thoughts on her as a person. People seem to have a lot of thoughts and none of us know her, so anyway. Disregarding that, but just all of the cast, I thought it was so good. Hunter Schafer as the cousin, which I didn't really expect that one, but I found it was surprisingly fitting. She did a really good job, and I just can't stop thinking about the cast and raving. Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler's chemistry was actually crazy, and I think Tom Blythe did such a good job of portraying kind of that inner struggle for oh my god, I literally have listened to them say it in the movie and I still can't say it. I think it's Coriolanus. That's what they say in the movie. For Coriolanus, because one of the things I was kind of wondering going into the movie was how they're going to portray his inner dialogue, because I think that was a big part of the book, and you obviously can't really show that within a film context unless you're doing voiceovers or something, which you don't really expect for a big action movie like this. So Tom Blythe kind of really had to carry it with his facial acting and all the stuff he was doing, and he just did such an amazing job. That is a future star right there. I know people talk a lot about that single tear scene, which was really cool, but I think the other bit is he did a really good job of kind of conveying his, I mean, I kind of already said this, the inner monologue, but there were specific moments where he would react in a certain way where it just kind of let you into the kind of psychopathic nature of Snow's mind. Wow, he's really not okay. He would seem outwardly concerned about people, for example, Clemencia, when she got snaked. Spoiler alert, but I kind of figure if you're watching this video, you've probably already read the book or know something about the plot, so I'm just kind of gonna spoil away. But when she got snaked, and he was kind of outwardly concerned a little bit, but then kind of played along with Dr. Guile, or there were so many specific things, and the only time they really said it outright was when he there's this moment where he comes back after being in the arena where he killed the guy from, I believe it was 8, and he said that he felt powerful, and that's the only time he actually says it out loud, and you kind of get a view into his kind of twisted mind. But there's just so many things where he would react, and characters around him would be concerned. For example, when they were hanging the guy for the first time, and he had very little emotion. Of course, Sejanus was freaking out because he had almost, it was so interesting how those two played off each other, and how they were opposites. They were foils of each other, because Sejanus was so morally concerned, almost to the point where he wasn't even interested in his own self-preservation. Snow kind of made a good point at this one moment in the film where he was well, it's not just you're getting into this with other people. And it's kind of funny how he's then Snow is the polar opposite of this moral compass concern, where he almost cares too little. And in moments like the hanging, it really shows, and it was just crazy. And the scene where Sejanus died was actually it was so much more haunting in the movie. Like, it was chilling in the book, but hearing like all the birds like saying mama, it was so, there were definitely moments of this movie where I'm not a big like violent or horror watcher, but I was like, I'm not gonna look, I can't look. I don't know, just some of the deaths in the arena were really brutal. I thought almost the more brutal ones were like the poisoning ones, like where that one girl from, I don't remember if it was 8 or not, like the lumberjack, maybe it was 7, I don't remember, but that one girl who had tuberculosis, like she drank the water, and that was almost so much more of a chilling death than any of the super gory ones. Like, it was just so, I don't know, it's such a good movie though. Like, it makes you feel like tens of emotions, so many emotions. And the other thing that I really liked, that I liked about the book as well, and I don't remember how well I was able to kind of articulate this because I remember I was filming while I was reading, but I think Suzanne Collins' writing has really improved, and you can see it in this book a lot. I think, like, obviously the Hunger Games trilogy was big for a reason. It's not like it was bad or anything, but like in terms of quality of literature, it wasn't like, you know, it was more focused on the flashy premise than it was kind of like the inner dialogue. And I think that with this book, she really proved herself as a writer. Not really that she even had to, because like I said, she already has a successful franchise and she's just obviously great, because people wouldn't like her books if she wasn't. But I mean that she delved so much more in depth with this book and this story. You can just really see the progression of her writing, and also like how she thinks about these characters a lot more. And I think she definitely picking Snow was such a good choice, because there were a lot of like questions with him, as like with definitely other characters in the series. Like, I know people wanted to see something for Haymitch and stuff like that, but I was just so fascinated with kind of the level it took it up to, because not only was it the violence and the gore and kind of this allegory of like rebellion, but then it added this other layer on top, which was the character conflict. And they kind of had this essential question, and it was kind of that nature versus nurture thing. Like, are humans just naturally bad? Dr. Guile obviously says yes, and by the end of the film, obviously so does Snow. But I just think it's such an interesting shift in the storytelling, because not only for me it makes it more engaging, like I really love a movie that has a lot of heart, and I think with blockbusters especially, like sometimes they tend to like lose it for the flashy action and stuff, but I really loved this movie and this story because it had so much heart and it made you think so much. There were so many moments, and just the character conflicts. Can you tell I'm obsessed? Can you tell I loved it? I loved it so much. I actually can't wait for it to like come out where you can buy it, because that is a film that I will be buying and putting on my computer for sure. But yeah, I was obsessed. I thought it was so good. Oh, another amazing thing, the music. I mean, people obviously know Rachel Zegler can sing because she did West Side Story, but like I was just totally blown away. Like, I was watching some of the cast interviews beforehand, and there's a few where Tom Blythe is like, when Rachel sings, like everything stops. Like, she has a really good singing voice basically. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, right, like he's probably just hyping her up as a co-star. But like, genuinely in the movies, it is so captivating. Like, it's no wonder those snakes like her so much, because she can sing. And I think all the music, I watched this like special on like how they wrote the music for the movie, and I definitely think that that was a big part of it. It brought a lot of, like I said before, like heart to the movie. It added, again, another layer on top of that flashy premise, character conflict, and then this like musical element that was so cool. And just everything was perfect. I know we talked a lot about Snow, but for Lucy Gray as well, I think Rachel Zegler was such a good choice for Lucy Gray. Like, she truly just brought that character to life, and I was almost as captivated by her as like everyone else was. Do you know what I mean? It's just so great when you have a character like that that is described as being like having a lot of star power and just like these specific qualities, and you find an actor that can really like embody that. Oh, it was just all so good. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but those are kind of my assorted thoughts. I thought it was such a good movie. I know there are parts of it that were kind of like left out, as obviously happens with a book. Like, they didn't have the stuff with Sejanus's family. They kind of glossed over that towards the end, where like they didn't fully go into depth about how like Coriolanus like kind of exploits them like for their money and stuff like that. Like, they hint it at the end, but obviously my point in bringing that up is that there was stuff that was skipped over, but I thought all of it was for like, it was, all of that was a good choice, because it created this really clean like final product. I think I need to go to bed. But those are my thoughts. and I think it was so amazing. I know it got some like weird, what's it called, like audience reviews, like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. I personally would have given it a very high score, like in the 90s maybe. I don't know how they score that, but I really love this movie. And I think that if you are wondering if you want to go watch it, if you're like, I saw the original Hunger Games but I don't really know what's up, I'd really recommend this film, because it, like I said, it has all these layers and it really makes you think. And not only does it deliver on that flashy action premise, but you leave the theater just kind of thinking about it. And like I said, I saw it a day ago and I have not been able to stop thinking about it. Will I probably be thinking about it for the next few days? Absolutely. And do I plan to go again? Yes. So thanks for listening to my little ramble. I really was so impressed by this movie, as you obviously can tell. And I'll catch you guys later. Again, thanks for sticking around while I'm kind of inconsistent over here. I am working on making a big college decision reaction video. I've gotten in a few places that are really exciting. So look forward to that. I cannot promise that soon though. I was trying to just think of a date, but I'm still kind of figuring when that's going to be out, probably like after the American decisions all come through, because my UK ones have started too. So that's exciting. Look out for that. And I'll be taking a little bit of time off swimming, obviously not too much because that's also a big part of my life, but I'll have some more free time. I'll have some more creative liberty with my time. I'm just not even making any sense anymore. I'm so tired. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully I'll be back soon. And if you are at all wondering if you should go watch this movie, take this as your sign to go watch the movie. All right, that's it. I love you guys. Bye.